Guitar Heroes. All right, we've got a little blues progression here in the key of E, and we're using 4 different chords, a real common chord progression in some blues tunes. So let's get started with looking at these chords. We just got a plain old E, right? Chord you should know. And our second chord then is an A7. So instead of doing an A with a 1, 2, 3, we're going to split that and come up with this. Now, of course, in an A7, you don't want the big E, so we just want the A string going down to get that A7, okay? And then the next chord that we're going to have in our little 12-bar blues kind of progression here is a B7. And B7 is a great chord. It's really not that difficult if you take a look at the form of it. Just think about a G chord, and then just move up to the first fret. Now I'm going to move this direction 1 string. So my first finger here is going to be on that D string. And then my second finger, just like the G chord, except down 1 string, is going to be on the A, and then I'm going to follow up with my third finger. I'm going to skip a string and then skip 1 more string for my pinky. So once you get this chord down, it's very, very useful, and it's in the key of E. So we're going to use that chord, and now here's the other great part, is you can slide this. So we're going to slide up to a C, and then back to the E. Okay, so in a typical 12-bar blues thing, you're going to count the bars in here. And this, we're pretty close to that. I didn't count exactly, but let's go through it once. So we're going to, in this case, this is an E bar chord, A up here. I just did this for just a little fun, I guess. So if you have an A with your third finger, you slide it up and have your bar now at the 7th fret, and this little bar here, the small little bar on the 9th fret, we've got an E chord. And then I'm releasing the pressure to get that little, just to stop it. A quick strum and then release it. And then slide down. And keep this in mind, you don't have to have the E chord fully formed before you hit it. Now just look what I'm doing here. And I'm going to do an up strum and then put my fingers down. So just open here, and now I'm down to that E. And then we're going to add a little palm muting, and I'm going to be raising my fingers up and down to give it a little bit more rhythm, and dragging my palm across it to give it that little slapping sound, that scratching sound that you hear. That's the speed I'm using, but you can use any speed you want. Kind of a medium speed. And so you can see here, the pattern is just straight up and down. There's no, the pattern is not adding to the rhythm. My fingers, by releasing them, I'm adding the rhythm. And then by that scratching or the palm muting process gives it even a little bit more percussive type sound. See, I can totally mute the strings on 1 strum, or I can just put a little bit of it on. So this is one of those things you practice over time, and you'll be able to get it, and it just adds so much more rhythm. Otherwise, you're just going to have this. So plain, very plain Jane. This is where you got to start out, but then we just up the game a little bit by moving the fingers up and down. Now I'm just moving these two. I'm keeping my first finger anchored on the E string. And then the next thing is to start dragging my hand across the strings. So let's just kind of count this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A7, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, back to E. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. B7, 1, 2, 3, 4. C. I'm gonna hit that C twice. Now let's count on the B7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to E. And then to turn the thing around, we just do an open A, 1, 2, and then we can go a little A bar, just a short little A bar chord here. Now keep in mind, you don't have to hit the little string. We just have to hit a couple these strings in the middle. Open, and then back to the E. A7. Back to the B7. C, B, back to the E. And then you can end it like this. And slide up to the 5th fret. So one more time, we're open A. Open 1, 2, then slide to the 5th fret. 2 hits. 2 hits on the 4th. Let's see, that doesn't quite sound right. Yeah, 2. 1 hit. I'm on the 2nd fret of the A. And then I need to do something to finish it up, so I'm going to do a little A, short little bar chord. And then open, just hitting the middle strings. Because O, when it's open and I don't hit the big E, or big E and the little E, it's a G chord. So A, G, back to the E. And then you can finish up there. Or you can use this little bar chord. All right, there you go. A little blues shuffle in the key of E. Hopefully you gained a little bit of knowledge here on how you can put this progression together and really make it sound bluesy. Add some impact, raise those fingers up and down on the chords to add a little more rhythm, and then get this palm muting thing going. And you'll find that you can take a plain, very plain sounding chord progression and make it really sound bluesy and very interesting. Hope you got something out of this lesson. Take it easy out there, and we'll see you next time.